Okay, so this is the temperature outside, and it's 3:30 in the afternoon. This probably was delivered around 10:30. I don't think this is supposed to be a gel. Moving on to painting these words on the covers and the tank. And there's this nameplate that goes on the back of the seat. So I've used this dry brushing technique before. I used it on the Thunderbird, you know, that word Thunderbird there, and I liked how that came out. So I'm doing the same thing here. So basically just taping around it and then dry brushing it. And yeah, I think that's gonna work. And here's those side covers. Same technique. Covers, there's kind of a before and after, or after and before. All right, and then I finished up with the tank here. Yeah, I like that technique. I think it works pretty well. So I'm gonna hit these with a coat of floor wax and then try to put those decals on those side panels. I tried these decals, and unfortunately, I can't get it to print dark enough to really show through, because this is raised and so stark that it would really have to show, and it just doesn't. Once it's on there, it's hard to see. So I gave it a shot. I'm just gonna go with the paint scheme, which I think is, you know, gonna look really cool. I love that fork and everything, you know, kind of along the lines of how my bike was. So all right, I think now it's just putting everything together, making some progress here. I've got the side covers on, and the seat, a little bit of fit issues there. It doesn't want to stay together, so I actually scraped to the inside of, you know, those surfaces and used the ultra thin, trying to melt those together, and then put the tank on. Got that front fork on. This is just looking really cool, and it's reminding me of my bike. And there's the other side. I just put this piece on. I think I'm going to accent that piece too. I'm going to go back when I'm, you know, done constructing and go over certain things with that Sharpie again. So now, I mean, really, that's all that's left, is the handlebars and hand grips and everything, and then wiring. So I was actually going to put that on, and I noticed there's a thing to take the wire there and then down there. So I want to go back to the instructions and understand the wiring before I go any further. Those handlebars are just dry fit on there right now. Trying to figure out this wire, and I was supposed to, where is it? I was supposed to put the wire in there and tie a knot inside there. Totally forgot to do that, or missed that step. So what I did is, you know, stuck it in the back there with some crystal clear. Until that dries, I think I'm gonna wait. I don't want to assemble anything up here because wires have to go down through there. So I want to kind of have all the wiring ready to go and then pull everything together. You know, again, it's my first bike, and maybe I took the wrong approach. But anyway, God, that is just looking so cool. Man, what a nice kit. All right, this other Vallejo corner unit arrived. That's gonna go right there. So I'm gonna put this together now. And here's that corner unit. So yeah, this is still a mess. Like I said, I'm waiting for another piece that's gonna go here, and then I'm gonna figure out, you know, where to put some of this larger stuff. So this is coming together. Get there eventually. It's better than it was, and now at least this is all straight, and all my testers are kind of organized, and now the Vallejos are organized, and then I'll get the Tamiyas organized when that other thing comes and find spots for that stuff. So yeah, I think that's going to work out Okay, so I've worked out how to wire this. So what I did first is kind of worked out how to wire it. This clutch line has to go from the left hand down to the engine. There is like a nipple there for this to go on right in here, and this pipe, which is now glued in, is touching right against there. So I don't know, which makes me think this should have been turned this way more, but who knows. All right, so that's the wiring that has to happen. So then what I did is said, okay, so, what else? So then I just went through and looked at all the stuff I have left, as well as the wire, and then kind of what order. So I just wrote it all out. So the very first thing is to do those 2 brake lines from the Yamaha down. Oh, orange on the forks. Actually, I should do that. That should be number 1. So I'm going to actually do this orange on the forks. So this needs to be a reflector on each side. So the way I'm going to handle that is I think I'm going to do it with the silver first, and then with the same orange that I used here, I'll do it over the silver on there. So here's everything I have left to do. So I've got those 2 front brake lines from the fork down to either side. And then I think I can use this piece over here. I believe it'll reach from there down to there. And then the other thing I'm doing is I kind of shave this toothpick down to make a nice point, and I'm kind of just sticking it in there and opening that, and then, kind of pushing it onto those pegs. So yeah, working my way through the wiring. Okay, I've got the speedos on, and then that wire coming down from there down to the front. And yeah, I figured that glue would break loose, which it did, but I was able to push it up in there, so it actually was able to take up a little bit of slack. So this is what I have left over, and that should be able to get me from there to there. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have enough. Okay, I just put those hand grips on. Now the mirrors are just in there with sticky tack, but I wanted them on there to give me some sense of, kind of what was going on. Yeah. So I scraped the chrome off the, handle there underneath there, and then, so it's got the glue in there. All right, so those are on there. I'll let those dry, and then I will hook up that to that. And then I have one more cable to go from there around down to there. Okay, so for that clutch, I just, glued it right up against there, and kind of in there was a little groove in there. So yeah, so I super glued that. I'll let that solidify, and then I've got plenty to run it up over to this handle. Oh, and then I also did the, where is it? There it is, the silver on each side, and that should be dry by now. I can go back and hit that with the orange. Oh, another thing. I'm not going to do it right now, but that kickstand will not hold the bike up. It's not strong enough, and I don't know. I'm wondering whether maybe, because there's a kickstand that goes into this hole where it leans over, that is that piece there. But then there's this that goes down to hold it up. And that one that goes down to hold it up just will not hold it up. I don't know if I'll have to glue it in place to make it stay or what, or if I can use that one to lean it over. I'll have to check the stability of that, but yeah, I mean, again, Tamiya's awesome kits, but here and there's a few things. Even the best of kits have, issues sometimes. So now I think I have this clutch. I had to reroute it a couple of times because I just wasn't happy with how it sat. and how it worked when you turned the handlebars. So now I think I have it. So yeah, I had to run it up through there, and then I was coming this way. I'm like, no, it should keep going up. So yeah, so now I got that way, and then I've got that other one. It's got a kink in it, but it is what it is. Kind of bums me out, but yeah, I think that'll work. All right, I put that kickstand on. Again, I scraped all the mating surfaces and then used the ultra thin to try to melt that to there. And now I've got the orange, the clear orange, and I'm doing that. Just did that front reflector there. Now I'll do the other side. And oh, I put the mirrors on, and yeah, I'm pretty close to done. And then again did the orange right there, and then did the yellow Sharpie. I said I wanted to do that, enhance that. I also did this on the other side, touch those shock absorbers again, and actually touch the dials one more time. Okay, moment of truth. I'm gonna set it on that kickstand. All right, now is it gonna stay up if I move it around? Because I want to put it on the turntable. All right, there we go. I just want to read from the blurb in the instructions here. Because remarkably enough, there is a tie between the Yamaha 650 and the XV1000. The so-called chopper style came about during the mid-1960s from the many modified Harleys done by members of the many motorcycle clubs around the country. The Yamaha Company of Japan is well known for making bikes for specific areas of the world. The Yamaha XS650 Special, released in 1978, had the American look, and since then, this company has marketed bikes with similar styling. The XV1000 Virago is their latest, large-bore, American-styled motorcycle, and is sure to become popular. And as I mentioned before, there's this excellent YouTube out there that takes you through the history of the Yamaha 650. And it starts in 1970, and as you can see, it's kind of squarish, and it was more of a racing bike. But then as the years go on, it kind of starts to morph into more of a chopper style, so that by the late 70s, it's starting to have the seat has two parts, and an upper part and lower part, and starting to take on more of that chopper style, so that by 1983, it culminates in my bike. And you can see there the various parts are black chrome. They chromed out the fenders, the fork, the speedo and dial, and then that tank. I left the decal off because I like that look of that tank, just like that. And so, what I tried to do is make it look like my bike, this one here. And yeah, I think I did it justice. So this is the tribute to my 1983 Yamaha Heritage Special. And this is my version of the Virago Heritage Special. The off-road, touring, motocross, and speed bikes, as well as the basic transportation motorcycle, can be seen in most countries. But America seems to have a certain styling all its own. This so-called chopper style came about during the mid-1960s from the many modified Harleys done by members of the many motorcycle clubs around the country. There are many long straight stretches of good high-speed roadways in America to sit back comfortably with feet resting on forward pedals and sitting on a very relaxing saddle brought about by these modifications. The Yamaha Company of Japan is well known for quality bikes around the world, and they have been making bikes for specific areas of the world for years. The Yamaha XS650 Special, released in 1978, had the American look, and since then, this company has marketed bikes with similar styling. The XV1000 Virago is their latest, large-bore, American-styled motorcycle, and sure to become popular. Its front wheel caster angle of 32 degrees provides an extended wheelbase of 1525 millimeters, making its straight running ability superb. The wide pullback type of handlebars and the forward placed footrests allow the rider to sit up as if he was on a horse. A separate looking, loose cushioned seat is almost like sitting on a sofa and is positioned at a height of only 715 millimeters. The 70 horsepower, 981cc twin cylinder is in the V formation and transmits its power via an enclosed drive shaft for quiet, maintenance-free operation. The bike comes with much chrome and lots of gold plating, but is done in such a manner that the bike does not look gaudy. It is a luxurious and comfortable riding motorcycle, designed for the American bike enthusiast, but sure to be well received throughout the globe. The Virago seems to have the custom-made finish and individual 60s styling that characterizes the true chopper of America. There she is on the shelf, along with that side plate from the Yamaha XS650SJ Heritage Special as a tribute to my bike. You know, I was in such a hurry to get this done just because I wanted to see it done, and now I'm bummed that it's done because it was so much fun. I will definitely be doing more motorcycles, but this one is always going to hold a special place, you know, just because it, you know, reminds me of that bike. Yeah, I think I did it justice. So another group build in the books, next to two other group builds on the YouTube community inspired shelf. Again, thanks so much to Cliff and Jamie for hosting this. Just an absolute blast. My first motorcycle build, my first motorcycle group build, and I will definitely be back in the future. So again, thanks so much to Cliff and Jamie. Hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. As always, thanks for watching and happy modeling.